Hello, and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your host and guide, Zolin Ironshield. Alright, my friends, we are off on another adventure. We're going to the north of Evendon today. And I just would like you guys to hear the ambiance of the game for a minute here. This is epic, okay? I love the waves hitting the dock. The birds. A little bit of the strumming harp. Little sparrow. I don't know. I love the ambiance of this game. The music, everything. It's really well done. It's a beautiful game, as you can see. Just gorgeous. Just fantastically done game. I'm actually going to turn that off. Looks just as good without it. Very cool. So, on our way, we are going to go on an adventure today to the north in the northern area here and do these quests up here. So the good news is now, back in the day when I first quested here, it took quite a bit of time to get up there. But now they've added these boat systems that you can travel around, and you already know the locations, so you just right click.
What do you need?
And I want to go to the Eavespire, which I believe is, yes, Eavespire. So then we're going to go there, and we're going to say travel. It costs a little bit of money, but we are okay with that. We are well off at the time being. Alright, we are here in the Eavespire, northern Emin Ulian. Ual? Ulial? I don't know how to say that. How do you say that? Uyal? I don't know. That's a hard one to say. I always find it tricky, the names that have 3 vowels in a row. Uyal. Something like that. Oh! Is this our first encounter with an Ent? Oh, we get our first encounter with an Ent, my friends. Okay, just check out this area, though. It's so legit. Look at this area. The waterfall right there. Looks like there's some battling going on over here. Oh, I see. There's another player there. Who's a Bjorn, and he's running from other bears, it looks like. I think that's what's happening. Yes. Yep. Yeah, definitely, that is what is happening. I was like, why are bears chasing a bear? Oh, he's a Bjorning. Okay. Got it. Like our Bjorning class in our LOTRO Adventure playlist, you guys. This is our main playlist of LOTRO Tale, but we have our LOTRO Adventure now, where we're playing a Bjorning on the Treebeard Legendary server, and we're going more hardcore. And I'm not going to show you every step of that, but we definitely will. Anyway, we get to do an Ent. Ha ha ha! Ooh, I mean, how many episodes ago was I conspiring that we were going to do Ents? My voice is up for the task today. Here we go. May I go on? He's so big. How are we going to look at him like this?
Hum hum, you are hasty folk.
Hum hum, you are hasty folk. He just has a lower sounding voice. He's not quite as grumbly as Treebeard. Treebeard's more like...
Right? When Treebeard's voice? Alright, let's hear it one more time.
Stand now and rest a while.
Stand now and rest a while.
I almost feel like I could do his voice better than that voice actor. No offense to that voice actor. But we're going to pop the music down just a tiny bit because it's getting a little too intense. Alright.
Hum hum, you are hasty folk.
You say a ranger sent you? He is wise to know the lake and the forest in pain.
It's gonna have like tree sounds.
Let's not be hasty.
Let's not be hasty. The men from the north who dress like wolves are not like the rangers from the east. They worship the land, but then use it to create evil and darkness. They are a foul breed of men, one I do not trust.
see, I'm kind of evolving the voice as I go because I think he needs to sound more like a tree.
They do have begun to coming forth, south even to the edge of this grove. This caused me great worry.
Alright. So we'll do that quest for him. What's this one? Rolling the Rills.
You should not be giving your right name away like so.
You should not be giving your right name away like so. Above the lake, where the water pools, flows, then thunders over the rocks and the stones, I see men who home dressed as wolves, splashing in the waters. They carry foul bags filled with poison, death. Whom they spread it upon the waters. The even rills cry, water falls into the lake. Perhaps you will help, my elf friends?
Of course, we'll be happy to help. We are Zolin of the Lonely Mountain. We help everyone in need, even Ents. Is this the... Who's this? Glorfindil's companion. This is the person. Alright. Well, hello. Hello there. Let's look at her directly when we talk to her. She actually has got a very cool model, the way they did her character. I always like when they have like a special look for a character.
What do you need?
What do you need? Glorfindel, it is an age and more since last I saw his face. You bring back many memories. I have fought many battles for my kindred, yet, long ago, I had laid aside my sword. And that was no idle choice. Even Glorfindel's words will not sway my resolve. I thank you for your kindness in bearing Glorfindel's invitation, but I think I will not go to Imladris.
But... Glorfindel asked for your help. Don't say no, Glorfindel.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Might you spare a moment of your time? Greetings, traveler. It is not often that we receive visitors here, so far from the open roads, but you are welcome to stay a little while if you wish. Take care around Longbow. I think that's Longbow, however. He is a bit short-tempered for an, Oddod. What? An Ondod. Oh, that might be what the elves call the Ents. It's an Odnod or an Onod. I need to look that up later. An Onod, and has little trust for the folk of Eriador. In fact, if you would gain his trust, then there is a small matter with which you might aid us. An unusual tribe of men called the Garendane have recently come down, I hope I didn't butcher that name, come down from the mountains to the north and have begun to hunt these lands. Thus far they seem little more than savages, but they are hostile to most whom they meet, and I have no intentions of allowing them to disturb us here in the Evespire. Nevertheless, my husband Lithuifin frowns on unnecessary slaughter. Therefore, I wish to learn more about the Garurendane. Before I take further steps to drive them away. But it falls to me to maintain the watch upon this grove, and I have little time for such expeditions. If you could surreptitiously gather a few relics. Ha ha! That's a fun word, everyone. Say that 5 times fast. Relics from their encampments in the hills north of here, and bring them back to me. I might learn a good deal more about them, for I have dealt with a great many tribes of men and others in my years, and many of their customs and symbols are familiar to me.
Alright, we'll go gather a basket, a spear, and a ward.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
She's got more for us. We got to do that riddle too and talk to in the troll show. So we can remove that one. We can do that one later. All right. Might I take a moment of your time? I am afraid that speaking with the Garundane is unlikely to buy us anything. They are very nearly feral creatures, and the influence of the orcs means they are unlikely to look upon elves such as myself kindly at all. If they discover us here, there is every likelihood that they will attempt to drive us out, and while neither Longbow nor I would allow it, to have such bloodshed occur on the very doorstep would wound Lithuifin deeply, and I would not wish to involve him so. I love how she's like the warrior. She's like, we can't let my husband see blood. It would make him sad. It's awesome. I would ask you to hunt down some small number of their hunters and warriors that have wandered south of the river, not so many as to cause them grievous hurt, but enough to warn them that these lands are not theirs, nor are they welcome here. If you could also be best, it would also be best if you could find one of their leaders, for such tribes often deeply superstitious, and the loss of such a leader can set them back greatly in fear. She's an elf. She talks in very old language. Wow, she's got more quests for me too. Well, I think we will grab this right here off screen for a second. I want my glasses. Waha! All right.
What can I do for you?
What can I do for you? Oh, that's the quest we just picked up. Well, how about this one?
Will you lend me your ear?
Of course we'll lend you an ear. It should be the rare sight to the Longbow weep. In the many years I have been here with him, it happened once, maybe twice per year, usually when a sapling he knew got snapped in a storm. Over these past few months, it has happened more frequently. The pain Evandim is feeling is slowly killing him. While these tears are created from the pain and the evil, they are a great force for life and good. Take this vial. It contains a few tears which I gathered last week. Pour them into the pool at the top of the Evan rills. The water will be purified and restored. Oh wow, he's got like magical powers or nature powers, and that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like, one thing that was interesting, I was watching a documentary that Tolkien did. Well, an interview, not a documentary, with BBC a long time ago, right? He was talking about how elves, and I think I mentioned this in another episode. The guy says, well, elves are immortal. He asked the question to Tolkien, why did you make them immortal? And Tolkien was like, I never said they were immortal. They just live a very long time. And I was like, oh, interesting response. Of course, it's right. It's all relative, right? If they live long enough to literally get to the end of the world and then go to the Undying Lands where you don't die anyway, they're kind of immortal, right? So, but though they could be killed, right? And their spirit goes back like anyone, right? So, like, yeah. Anyway, so this must be her husband. He's a healer, okay? Wolfman from the north.
May Govanen, might you spare a moment of your time?
Might you spare a moment of your time? So, Longbow has sensed that the Evanreals are threatened. He has never been wrong, so even though I have not seen what he feels, I trust this threat to be real. The enemy is likely the Garurendane. Garurendane. Let's say it like that. Men from the north. The cold wastes of Florachel. By the way, you guys should be excited. This is another sentient kind of species. They're sort of sentient. So, that you will probably have never seen if you haven't played the Lord of the Rings Online or read deeply into Tolkien's lore. They dabble in the dark alchemy and evil magic. Things that turn nature into abominations. Clear out the camp they have at the Evanreals. If even a few remain, then more will come. Okay, we will take care of that for you. I thought that she said he doesn't want bloodshed, though. Maybe he wants me to, like, scare them away. Oh, wow. We're getting a lot of quests.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Might you spare a moment of your time? We do not know how the Garundane have been encamped within the pools of the Evanreals. They might have already done great damage to the lake. We must know what they are doing there. The Garundane believe in a natural and its nature and its abilities and powers, though they do not understand whence these powers derive. While we use the virtues installed therein by the Valar for good and healing, they use it for more nefarious purposes. They should have gathered up several pouches of herbs and plants they are using within the pools. Find and bring me these pouches. I may be able to determine what exactly they are poisoning the lake with, and if need be, may be able to connect a cure. Wait, what? That's not the word I want. Concoct a cure. That's the word I want. All right. Wards of the Garundane. I keep thinking it's Guardian, but it's Garundane. I stay a moment. Wait, I'm gonna hear his voice one more time. Okay.
Will you lend me your ear?
Will you lend me your ear? I have devised a plan to deal with the Garundane, and have proposed it to Erechi. Who? Erichiela. She agrees on this course of action. As for this plan, we, and by that, I am afraid, I mean you, shall steal several of the wards that the Garundane have scattered about their encampments. I'm sorry if I'm butchering their name. These wards are simple tribal symbols, commonly used to keep evil spirits at bay by superstitious cultures. That is not to say that such spirits do not occasionally roam the world in one form or another, but I am afraid a simple chuck of wood would do a little to deter them. A little chunk of wood. It's rather funny. I find that funny. In any case, I need you to gather several of these and bring them to me. Then we can embark on the rather more clever part of this plan. If I do say so myself, Solon. Alright. Sounds good. Alright, so we got a bunch of quests up here in the little part to do, and we have to do the riddle one. Where was the riddle one? We still have it on our thing. Beyond the Gloaming Falls. Let's see that one right here. Oh, so it's up there with our quests. Sweet. See, and this is why you keep those quests, certain quests as you go, right? So we got the one we got from Glorfindel, like, what, 20 episodes ago that I had in my inventory. We just talked to her, got that quest completed, and then we went and did the riddle quests, and I kept doing them in the areas where we're at, right? I kept moving with the areas. This is all good to know if you're new to LOTRO, right? Most people who play LOTRO a lot understand this whole thing where you like carry certain quests with you, even if they get a little too low level, but you know you can turn them in later, or vice versa, they're too high level and then you keep them for later in the game. I cannot get up this hill. This is rather troublesome. Alright, there we go. We go this way. That's why. Oh, look, here's our first friend. A Garundane tribesman. Hey, everyone, say hello to Voice of the Rings for me, would you? Okay, well, he doesn't really like you guys very much, apparently. So yeah, they're like rather large humans. They're rather big. So he's a lot bigger than. So he's probably like this guy if he stood up full height, right? He's probably over 8 feet tall, right? And he's probably like what, 300 pounds maybe. So I mean, they're really huge, and they work with wolves. So I think they can speak wolf. They usually have wolf companions and stuff with them. Alright, so let's do some quests up here. It's a really cool area. So, oh, look at that view, you guys. There's Tunudir out in the distance out there. And now I'm really trying to figure out, I should look this up if this really makes a difference or not, but I'm trying to figure out if this increases visual by a lot or not. It doesn't. My eyes tell me there's not really a big difference when I do that. And the only thing I notice is sometimes when I have this on, when I do the videos with you guys, you get there's a little bit of lag occasionally. So I don't think it's really worth it, because I don't see a difference when that's on or off. Like it's very faint. There might be a slight difference in textures, but I don't even know if you guys will see that in the recording. So, oh, hello there. scary looking glowing firefly. That is the scariest firefly I've ever seen. Glad we don't have those in real life. It's like, oh look mom, fireflies, and then just this bug that's the size of a man comes at you. You're like, what? I'd be like, kids, get my axe. We're chopping this thing in half. I'm gonna have to, on my LOTRO life playlist, guys, I'm gonna have to show you my replica weaponry. I've got all of Gimli's axes. Well, 3 of them. I have the battle axe, the bearded axe, and the walking axe. So I'll have to show you guys that later on. We need to use a different instrument for this episode. I still have yet to get an instrument that gives actual stat bonuses, except for the one I'm using that gives reduction in healing, but we'll get that later on. Let's use a harp for a while. We haven't used a harp in a little bit. Alright, so we need to find the... I think combat sounds are up just a little too high. It sounds a little loud in my ear. I've done enough of my videos now that I usually know where it's going to be too loud for you guys. Because I go and watch them too sometimes to make sure that I'm giving you guys quality content. I actually don't watch every single one of my videos entirely, but occasionally I'll watch one to see if, like, did I bounce a sound right? Did I do what I usually like to say correctly? And that kind of stuff. Alright, there's a lot of guys here. I don't see anything to pick up. We gotta go up to this area here. So these are their crazy, like, spirit totems that they're using. Okay, so we have to beat these guys. Let's look at that awesome view when we fight. Dun dun. Alright, so there's one of the totems we need. Oh, there's the riddle stone. Don't tell me someone dug it up too. It's like every single one. How many times are they gonna make us do it? I always remember that was a really annoying quest to do. Wow, look at that view. Too bad there's like a fog right now, or we'd be able to see farther. See the little river and waterfall going down right there. These are the mountains of the north, and then past that is Forachel, which is basically Alaska. Alrighty, let's open this one up here. The Stone Marker. The Stone Marker is surrounded by signs of digging. If it once marked the location of the treasure, it has surely been found. The marker bears an inscription, all but worn away by the passage of time. The inscription on the stone marker is barely legible, but these words can just be made out. The end of your search lies at the beginning. My treasure was always there, but you did not see. The new riddle may reveal the true location of your treasure. Of the treasure. It's gonna be my treasure, though. Who said I'm gonna give it back to anyone? No. Yeah, it's sending me all the way back. That would be so troll if that's actually where it is. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, what we're going to do, my friends, is we're going to end it here for this episode. I'll see you in the next episode of Voice of the Rings, my friends. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. You know, I got a little fun thing I want to show you guys with music in the next episode. We'll use a certain instrument, and I want to show you something I got for give you a little sneak peek before I do a preview of it or whatever. So anyway, thanks for watching, my friends. Don't forget to like the episode. It really helps me out. Subscribe right here, the button. The next episode will be right over there if you want to watch the next one. And I've got another playlist right there. So have a wonderful day in Middle-earth. And I'm your host and guide, Dylan Ironshield. See you guys later.